The fact that she didn't know the man didn't surprise her, but she guessed from the garb he wore that he wasn't on his normal turf either. Those were surgical greens under the white coat. Carrie rejoined them. "John said 10 minutes, Jen. I'll take the boy up myself." "Thanks." Jennifer was aware of her own adrenaline fading. She hadn't been expecting to step off the elevator and find herself in the middle of a chase to stop a desperate boy looking for his mom. She gently straightened his Superman pajamas, hoping he wouldn't be that mad at her when he woke up later. "He'll do for now. It was just bad luck they didn't open that door for him and let him keep running." "You took a couple of knocks yourself. Let me see that eye." She held still because the doctor was already probing. "It's a bruise, and I'm late for rounds." "It's definitely bruised." He glanced at the suckers in her lab coat pocket. "What floor?" "Oncology, pediatrics side." "Go handle rounds. I'll back up Carrie to see our sleeping boys safely upstairs." But he paused her for a moment and offered a hand. "I'm Tom Peterson, by the way." She took the offered hand, and hers disappeared in his. "Jennifer OMalley." "Nice to meet you, Jennifer." She was sure now she liked the smile. And his timing. There wasn't much she could do but smile in reply. She headed back to work, wondering what other surprises were going to be in her day. Tom Peterson relaxed in the staff break room, half dozing as he listened to a ball game on the radio behind him. The surgical wing had more silent stretches than most of the hospital floors. To the extent the surgery work could be scheduled, rotations started before 7 a.m. and tended to end by mid-afternoon. There were still 2 cases coming through tonight, both relatively minor procedures, and he'd offered to be the one to stay so his partners could go on home. He missed the hands-on general practice where he had begun his career, and young Peter this morning had reminded him of that time. Rarely did he encounter screamers anymore. The kid's hands had to have been really hurting. "Tom, we're about ready," his chief surgical nurse said, appearing in the open break room door. "The anesthesiologist is beginning his countdown." "Thanks, Gina." He stretched his arms out and flexed the tiredness away. "Gina," she paused in the doorway. "Did you hear back from your sister?" "Marla says Dr. OMalley is in the same medical building as you and your partners, but on the 3rd floor. She's one of the 5 partners in the LMR group. Kids that no one else can keep healthy, she does." "Thanks. Just let me know before you go out with her so I can forewarn Marla. OMalley's the sweetheart of the building, and there's a list floating around among her staff for who she should ideally date. Your name's not on it, by the way." "Really?" The door swung closed on her laugh. "Let's go, boss." "This isn't good. You pulled your back helping the boy this morning?" The concerned words had Jennifer moving her hand away from the ache she had been rubbing deep in the muscles around her lower spine, and she straightened, trying not to show her wince. "Just twisted it a bit," she murmured, accepting the second cup the man carried. He must have spotted her long before she realized there was even someone else on the floor tonight, except the 2 nurses she had already spoken with. "Tom, was it?" She knew it was, and there were protocols for first introductions becoming second ones when it was a guy she thought she might enjoy getting to know. She was thinking this was a situation that warranted all the protocols she could remember. Good memory. Heading somewhere in particular? He was definitely a surgeon, she decided, for he still wore booties over his shoes that spoke of the ultra-clean scrub rooms lining this 7th floor. She picked up the 2 charts she had been reading. "Not really. My patients tend to spread across most of the hospital. Any hallway leads somewhere interesting at this point." She specialized in wellness care for kids who were chronically or terminally ill. They already had the heart surgeon or oncologist in their lives. What they needed most was someone doing the preventative care so their colds and earaches didn't tip into something much worse for them. There was no such thing as a minor cold in a child who was already desperately ill. Rather than walk, Tom chose to lean back against the wall beside the nurse's station. My emergency 8 o'clock started bleeding into his chest again, meaning the thoracic guy takes precedence over my starting work to rebuild the boy's jaw. And I've got a patient.